Lamborghini is one of the few manufacturers that emotionally interact with younger audiences and taps into their sentiments and experiences. These young entrepreneurs are so enamored with the Italian luxury manufacturer that they've designed entire products based on Lamborghini automobiles. The prisoner who invented Lamborghini. Lamborghini automobiles are connected with success. Therefore, Bitcoin investors strive really hard to display their achievements by acquiring Lamborghini-branded vehicles. Did you know the brand was more fueled by the words of a competitor, supercar maker Enzo Ferrari, to Lamborghini, after he was told he was just a farmer and not a sports car driver? Ferruccio Lamborghini was born on a farm near Renazzo, Italy in 1916. His parents earned a livelihood by producing grapes and fermenting them into wine. He was trained to manufacture high-quality products from an early age, since their family was known for fine wine that they produced from their farm. Yet, his parents had no idea where it would take him that they had given him an eye for detail from an early age. Instead of following in his parents' footsteps, Ferruccio pursued his interest in engineering. He studied mechanics at the Fratelli Teddia Technical Institute and apprenticed under a master blacksmith. Ferruccio applied to Cavaliere Reggi, won his goals, certain that he could acquire a position at any plant. His experience, however, was not enough to make an impact, and he was turned down. Ferruccio refused to accept no for an answer and persisted until the owner relented and allowed him to join. As World War II broke out, Ferruccio was uprooted from his job and recruited to serve as a mechanic. Once Italy surrendered, German soldiers seized control and drove the Italians out. However, Ferruccio was taken prisoner when the Allied soldiers arrived. They hired him to repair their automobiles when they found his technical background. He was permitted to return home after a year of doing so. Ferruccio immediately headed to his workshop, where he kept himself busy rebuilding old war vehicles and tractors. But then his father made a request that altered his life's path. His father needed a new tractor to run his farm and requested Ferruccio for assistance since he was an expert in engineering. Instead of developing a tractor for his father and moving on, Ferruccio saw that Italy needed improved agricultural equipment to recover from World War II. So he put the tractor together using unused military equipment he had laying around. It was developed using a British Morris engine that operated on inexpensive diesel, making it less expensive and more inventive than any other tractor at the time. This was the basis for his new business, Lamborghini Trattori, which still exists today. Although tractor sales were high, he required additional funds to keep his company afloat. As a result, his father took a major risk by using his farm as collateral for a loan to fund the tractor manufacturer. The gamble they took paid off many times, paving the way for a new road to prosperity. Following many years of hard effort, the firm grew to become one of Italy's major producers of its sort. Due to his success, Ferruccio began to appreciate life and enjoyed a more opulent lifestyle. He started collecting sports automobiles, such as Jaguars, Mercedes, and Ferraris. He owned a 250 GT, which was mostly troublesome due to a faulty clutch. Being a car maker, he took it upon himself to check the car and found the issue. He noted that the clutch was the same as the one in his tractors. Instead of changing the component or driving another vehicle, Ferruccio went to Enzo Ferrari personally to address the multiple problems he was experiencing. Enzo dismissed Ferruccio, claiming he was the issue, not the vehicle. Ferruccio, dissatisfied with the answer, determined to build his own sports vehicle to prove Enzo wrong. Facing the possibility of losing his whole wealth, Ferruccio returned home to work on a new sports vehicle that would ultimately compete with Ferrari. He recruited 3 former Ferrari workers and purchased land to build a new factory. He was super determined and finished his first sports vehicle, the Lamborghini 350 GTB, in only 9 months. It possessed an avant-garde V12 engine, a 5-speed gearbox, 4 disc brakes, and 4-wheel suspension. The automobile was presented at the Torino Motor Show for the first time and garnered a resoundingly favorable response. Ferruccio demonstrated to Enzo that he was capable of producing luxury machines. His tractor and automobile sales skyrocketed over the following several years. Lamborghini extended its winning trend by introducing the Espada, Azzurro, Girama, Barocco, and Countach, which was and still is one of the most discussed vehicles in history. But that was soon to change for the worst. However, not everything was rainbows and sun. Ferruccio's prosperity came to an end due to forces beyond his control. For instance, A contract was canceled last minute to provide Bolivia with 5,000 tractors. Due to the loss, Ferruccio was obliged to sell his tractor firm and 51% of his Lamborghini shares. Afterwards, the world stock market crashed, and an oil embargo was imposed. It raised gasoline prices and threw the car sector into disarray. Ferruccio worked hard to keep his company running and found customers for his unsold tractors. Yet, with several roadblocks ahead, he retired early in 1974 and sold the remaining 49% of his shares. After that, the corporation was put into liquidation. A few years later, the Italian government sold it to French billionaires for $3 million. Nevertheless, because to its abnormally high burn rate, they were forced to sell the firm to Chrysler, who planned to introduce the brand to the United States but failed to make a profit. The firm was eventually sold to the SETDCO Group by Chrysler. SETDCO took control and markedly improved sales. They did not, however, have the wherewithal to weather the Asian financial crisis. Audi then purchased the firm in 1998, and under their supervision, Lamborghini was able to satisfy the needs of the 21st century. Sales increased after the introduction of the Gallardo, Huracan, and Urus, and Aventador. Lamborghini announced record sales in 2019 and was last valued at $11 billion, which catapulted them to where they are today. And that's the story of Lamborghini. Have you had a chance to ride in one of the cars? How was the experience? And which one would you like to own? Please let us know in the comments section.